My name is Steve Hoffman, but in Silicon Valley, they call me Captain Hoff because I am the captain and CEO of Founderspace, one of the world's leading startup incubators and accelerators. I am also author of the award-winning books, Make Elephants Fly, which is all about the process of radical innovation. Surviving a Startup, which teaches entrepreneurs everything they need to know to succeed and come out on top. And The 5 Forces That Change Everything, which shows how new technologies like AI, CRISPR, gene editing, space technology, nanotechnology, AR, and VR will reshape and change the world in the coming decades. Today, I'm going to talk about the golden rules investors use to find excellent startups. If you're an investor in Silicon Valley like me, you have certain criteria that you use to determine if early stage startups are actually going to be the ones to break through and become unicorns, billion-dollar companies. The first thing I do when I am about to invest in a startup is I look carefully at the team, and most importantly, at the CEO. I want to see that that CEO has the potential to be a great leader, because I will tell you, leadership is the most important thing. So how do I know if this CEO can be a leader? Number one, I talk to the CEO. I ask the CEO to describe their life and what they have accomplished. And I'm looking for something special. What has that CEO done that has been exceptional? Have they started an organization, led an organization, brought it together, and brought in all these amazing people? Have they started a company in the past that has been successful? Have they done projects that involve deep collaboration and a vision and carried it out to completion? I want to see that that CEO has actually accomplished something amazing that they have started in the past. Number two, I want to see the CEO's team. Are they trying to do it all by themselves, or have they assembled an amazing team, an amazing technical co-founder? Have they brought that person on board? An amazing marketing person, a great designer? We believe in Silicon Valley that it's the team that determines whether a startup will be successful. And a team is nothing without a great leader. So the CEO has to prove to us at a very early stage that the CEO can lead. That means they have to attract not mediocre people, not good people, but the best people. If you're going to win in the world, you need an A team. You need people who could have been working at Facebook, Microsoft, Google for 6-figure salaries, but they chose to pass up those jobs to join this startup. Even a startup with no money. It's the leadership of the CEO. Can they bring those people in and convince them that this is the opportunity? If the CEO can do that, then they are showing us that they can lead, that they can build an organization. Because remember, no organization is built with one person. Doesn't matter how amazing that person is. You need a team to execute and grow on a vision. So is that team in place? I can tell you for sure, I have seen teams with amazing ideas, absolutely great ideas, but the team was mediocre. And what happens is that team, when they begin to execute, they fumble the ball. And another team that is better comes, picks up that idea and runs with it, and they win. So I'm more concerned with the team than the idea, because a great team, even if they start off with a bad idea, they can pivot, they can change, and they can eventually figure out what to do. But a bad, mediocre team, even with the best idea, will almost never succeed. The next thing I look at very closely is the market. Are they targeting a big market, a multi-billion-dollar market? If it's not a big market, you can't become a unicorn. You can't grow a whale in a fishbowl. You need an ocean to grow a whale. So you need a big market you're going after. Number 3, it has to be a high value problem. By high value, meaning it creates extreme value for the customer. If you're not creating extreme value for the customer in your business, you don't have anything. So I have a rule. People don't buy good products. You know, when you download an app on your phone and look at it, and you're like, oh, that app's pretty good. Then you don't come back to the app. A month later, delete. It's gone from your phone. People only buy the best. Whatever the product is, people go for the best. And by best, I don't mean the most expensive. I mean the best value for them. It's an average of how much money it is and the value it provides. So if you can provide extreme value at a reasonable or low cost, boom, you have a magic formula. Those are the companies that just break through and take over the market. So the other thing I look at when I'm analyzing this is, has the CEO, has the startup figured out a business where they can win? There's always competition. No matter what an entrepreneur says, there are always competitors out there because people are doing what they need to do one way or another. So who are the competitors? And the company that we're analyzing, what is it doing? I mean, there are only two ways for a new startup to really break out and become exponential growth company, a company that grows so fast and so big that it takes over the market. The only two ways are, number one, that they have built a product that is so much better than the competitors that everybody jumps over and uses it. Now, people won't jump over and use a product if it has an extra feature, if it's a little more polished. People will only switch products to a new product if it's exponentially better, an order of magnitude better, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times better. Companies, and they typically use new technology to enable them to do something better. Those are the companies that all the customers end up moving to. So unless they can do this, they're not going to displace the competition. The only other way to compete in our world today is to do something different. Do something, create value where competitors aren't creating value. So if you create new value using new technology or new business model or design innovation that the customers really, really need, they have this extreme need for. It's not like, oh, this is nice to have. It's like, oh my God, this product is amazing. I have to try it. If you do that, you can break through. Those are the biggest criteria. Lastly, I look at business model. So I prefer business models where when you acquire a new customer, they don't pay you once and leave. I like business models where when you acquire a customer, they pay you not once, not twice, but over and over and over again. And the lifetime of the customer is very long. So if you look at most of these successful technology companies, what they do is they get customers into their ecosystem. And those customers continue to pay them for a long time, not 1 year, not 2 years, but multiple years. So look at companies, Google, Facebook, Amazon. When they acquire a customer, boom, that customer is paying them a little money, but over and over and over again. Those are great models. And lastly, they build an ecosystem that locks the customer in, that provides so much value to this customer that they don't want to leave. Think of Amazon. Once you're on Amazon, it provides so much value to you that you don't want to go to other e-commerce sites. Packages arrive faster. It's easier to make returns. They have created a marketplace that has a huge selection, a huge number of sellers. So this is so compelling that why would you go anywhere else? You're not going to get the same value. The same is true for Salesforce and Twitter and all these other ecosystems. It's all about value creation, locking the customer in, and putting up barriers to entry. If a startup does this and they cover everything I mentioned before, they will be a great investment. I hope you enjoyed the talk. If you liked it, you can come to founderspace.com. You can check out our latest events, contact us, and see my latest books, Make Elephants Fly, Surviving a Startup, and The 5 Forces. You can also find me on all the major social networks. Just search for Founderspace.